All right. So let's see. We have to get this by itself. So how do we do that? Where do we start? And how do I know where to start? So first, if you have a grouping symbol, right, you stay away from that first. Don't touch anything inside that one first. Take out the ones that are outside. Okay, what's outside the grouping symbol?
2A.
N over 2, right? We want to get the 2A later by itself, so we have to move into it slowly. Okay, so N over 2. First, which one is easier to eliminate, the 2 or the N? The 2, very good. So start with the 2 first. What operation was used for the 2 here? It was divided. So what's the opposite of divide? You gotta multiply it. Okay, so you're gonna move the 2 over here and multiply, right? You're gonna times it by 2, so you can cancel over there. All right, so let's do that. It will now become 2s equals, then you still have the n right there. Now, copy that down because we haven't done anything yet. Okay. So let's pause there. We multiplied because 2 was originally divided. So we follow whatever their operations are, and then we just do the opposite. We undo it. Okay, so we can't go in yet because there's still something here blocking us to go inside. So what's the operation if it's n and then as a grouping symbol?
Minus n.
Okay, are we going to minus?
No.
No. What are we going to do?
Divide it.
Divide it, because n before a grouping symbol means n times, correct? So if it was times, you have to divide. So we're going to divide here by n. We're also going to divide here by n. Yeah? Okay. So let's do that. This will become 2s over n. This guy right here will be gone. You take it away. Now we just copy whatever's remaining. But since it's just by itself, maybe it will be better if you don't do the grouping symbol anymore because we already taken away whatever is outside the bracket. Okay, so we just put 2a plus n minus 1 times d. Okay, let's pause after that so you can copy. We're getting there, right? We can now, we're getting closer to getting the a by itself. Okay, so let's just keep that a steady. Okay, so from the outside, this is farther from a than the 2. So that means we have to do something with these guys here first. We have to remove them. Okay, so how do we remove them? What's the operation here? It's plus. So what's the opposite of plus? You got a minus. Okay, so let's minus that whole thing. So you put here minus, copy that, n minus 1 times d. So when you have a positive and a negative, what happens to them? They cancel each other out. Okay, so cancel that out, but we have to minus that somewhere, right? So 2s, I'll put it here, over n, and then I'll just copy that, minus the one that we subtracted, n minus 1 times d equals 2a. Right. So why did we minus again? Because originally it was
A positive.
a positive. Okay, so it was positive, Jesse said, so now we had to minus. But whatever we minus from the right, we also had to minus from the left. Okay, so technically, we're just kind of moving that to the other side, right? Okay, and we're almost done. We can now almost touch the A. But what is the only thing in the way? Just the 2. Okay, so we have to get rid of the 2. It's 2 next to an A. What's the operation here?
Divide by 2.
Good, so it was originally times, so that means you have to divide by 2. Okay, so we're going to divide here by 2, so it's going to go top or bottom?
Bottom.
Bottom, because you're dividing it. And then here, it's also going to go underneath it. There you go. Oh, let's clean that up a little bit. What will happen to the 2 here and the 2 down there? They just
Add.
no. Do these add or cancel out?
Cancel out.
They cancel out. Okay. So we're just gonna have 1a left right there, and everything else, this will stay the same. N minus 1 times d over 2. Now, what's gonna happen to the blue number 2 on top and the red number 2 on the bottom? The blue number 2 and the red number 2.
They're gonna get rid of each other.
They're gonna get rid of each other. They're gonna cancel each other out. Okay. So then we're only gonna have S over N on the left hand side. So this is your final answer. So solving for A means get the A by itself. Okay. Who's taking chemistry this semester? Okay. Miss Napolitana and I saw each other one time in the parking lot, and she was like, "Lori, how well can your kids like solve formulas?" I was like, "Oh no, I gave them one workbook page last time, and I was out. When I came back, they made sure that they asked me questions about it." So I think she's worried that you're gonna need solving equations in chemistry, and you might not be ready for it. So when she told me that, I was like, "Okay, don't worry. I'll try to create some more warm-ups so they can practice." Okay, and at least you're practicing on it without being graded on it, so there's no like harm or there's no pressure. Okay, all right, so I'll give you maybe like a couple of minutes to solve the second one. I'm gonna erase this one and then show the other. Did everybody get it down? Well, I'm also recording it, so if you missed something, you can go back to it later on. Okay, so let's do number, how do I show that side? Okay. Okay, this is number 2 right here. Okay, this one. Just play around with it. Do what you know, no pressure. It's not a test or something. You get it wrong, fine. At least you're trying. Okay. Because you don't know what you don't understand unless you try, and okay. I'll be quiet for maybe like 2 minutes. Okay, let me pick your brains right now. Who wants to help me? Who has any ideas how to do this? And help me out. Help us out.
I don't really know, but I guess first we would get rid of like the pi and the h in the square.
Okay, how?
By dividing it.
All right, that's a good move. So let's divide here by pi h squared. So whatever I divide there, I also have to divide over here. Is that what you did?
Yeah.
Okay. So let me just rewrite it. So v equals, v over pi h squared equals, you kept the 1/3 there, then you cancel these guys out. Okay, so if they look exactly the same, you cancel them, all right? And copy the parentheses, 3r minus h. Okay, that's a good move. How could you have done the first move differently?
Get rid of the 1/3.
You can also get rid of the 1/3 if you find that easier. Okay.
Or you can get rid of the whole thing.
Or you can get rid of the whole thing like all together at the same time. Okay, that's very prone to errors because there's one in the numerator and one in the denominator. If you're very, very good at it and you don't, make a mistake, good for you. But I would say do them separately in case you get confused, okay? All right. So I think our next move would be, what do you think?
Get rid of the 1/3.
Get rid of the 1/3? What if I don't want to get rid of the 1/3? What else can I do differently? I'm not saying you're wrong. You're right. I'm just like trying to pick their brains. What if that's not what you thought of? What else could you do?
You could add 2/3.
Add 2/3?
I don't know.
Oh. What else can you do?
Add h.
Add h. We can't go add h inside because it's inside the grouping symbol. So we cannot get rid of it yet. Yeah. There's a 1/3 before it. Yeah. So actually this would have been distributed, right? So h is not actually alone. It has a 1/3 connected to it if you distribute. Make sense? So that's why we cannot add h. Okay, but the easiest way will be to get rid of the 1/3. So since 1 divided by 3, what's the opposite of dividing by 3? Multiply by 3. Very good. So where will it go? Top or bottom? When you multiply here by 3, where will the 3 go on the left-hand side? Where will I put the 3? Top or bottom?
Top.
Top. Okay. All right. So now we get 3v over pi h squared equals, this will cancel out, 3 divided by 3, which is going to be 1. And then since there's no more number before the parentheses, we copy 3r minus h. And then we do Max's suggestion, which was, say that one more time, Max.
Adding h.
Add the h. Very good. So you add the h, and you can cancel it. So plus h, and they cancel. So here, 3v over pi h squared, add the h, equals 3r. And we're almost finished. We're almost getting the right answer. What's the operation 3 has right now? 3 and then r. So what's the operation between them?
Get rid of the r.
So get rid of the 3. So how?
By minusing the 3. Or dividing the 3.
Okay, why not minus? Because there's no plus over here, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, so 3r means they're being multiplied together. So what's the opposite of multiplying?
Divide by 3.
Divide by 3. So let's divide here by 3. Okay, let's divide here by 3. Where will the 3 go here? Top or bottom if you're dividing? Bottom. Okay. Is there anything we can cancel from here? Yeah, so the 3 on the top and the 3 at the bottom, they go away. So v over pi h squared. This cannot divide h, so we will just keep it as it is. This can be divided, 3 divided by 3, so that's going to be r. Okay. That's the final answer. Is that an easy topic? No, it's not. In algebra, it's one of the challenging topics in algebra 1. Okay, but with exposure and with practice, you'll be more comfortable when you do that in algebra 2. Okay. It's very prone to errors, so don't feel bad if you're like, maybe little by little you go one one level up in a scale of 1 to 5 until you get to 5. Yeah, I'm comfortable doing this by my own or by myself. Okay. All right. Any questions about this review? Okay. All right. So now let's move on to our current lesson. Let's go to the next slide. Okay. So how did you find your test last time? How did you find your test last time? Was it easy, difficult? What do you guys think? Huh? In a scale of 1 to 5, 5 is hard, 1 is easy. So give me a show of hands. 5 is hard, 1 is easy. So where were you? 3, 4, 2, 4, 3, 3, 2. Yeah, I was actually surprised that I was expecting a higher score. What do you call this? Like a higher average, but I think I probably have to schedule a test correction just like last time. Yeah, I don't know yet when because I have to make it. So give me time to think about it. Hopefully, this Friday or Monday, I'll let you know. Okay, so you can at least get some extra points to bump your grade up. All right. So what are we doing today? We're gonna talk about parallel lines today. And this chapter, we will be doing more of delta math. I couldn't do delta math in chapter 2 because delta math doesn't have that topic. So expect more delta math in chapter 3. Okay, for those who missed it, I just asked them a question earlier. Would you rather move or go back to the past or move forward? That's just something for you to think about. Okay, so now let's start copying our notes from here. Don't copy the picture, just copy the words inside the green boxes. Okay, so don't copy the picture. I'll just use that for examples later on. For now, just copy the ones in green. Okay, what does the word coplanar mean again? On the same plane. Okay. All right, in real life, let me start with examples in real life. We'll copy down first. Okay, if you're done, look at the ceiling and find 2 lines on the ceiling. I know, right? There's too many. Too many dots also. Okay. Now, those 2 lines are parallel because they are on the same plane and the ceiling represents the plane and they don't intersect either. Does that make sense? Okay. If I get these 2 white lines here that hold the lines together, they're parallel because they belong to this plane altogether. So parallel because they belong to the same plane and they don't cross. Yeah? So in the picture, examples of parallel, you don't have to draw this, but just look. FB and HD. They're parallel because they belong to this side of the box. Does that make sense? Okay. Another one would be, let's say, I missed it. EG and AC. Those two are also parallel because they belong to the same side of the box. You don't have to copy the box, but just pay attention. All right, so now let's look for skew in real life first. Okay, so let's do one line on the ceiling, okay, and one line on the floor. So top and bottom, they're non-coplanar. Does that make sense? Okay, so if they don't belong to the same plane, that means they are skew. Make sense? Okay, there was one student earlier who said, Miss, it's like this. Trace one on top with your finger and trace one on the blinds with the other finger. I'm like, if it feels weird, Miss, and you can't do it, then there's skew. I'm like, oh yeah, that's a good analogy. I can't like, oh yeah, now I can do it. So one line on the ceiling and one line on the blinds. Okay, but here, how do I model that? So let's say FB is on the right side, and then I take another line here, CG, which is at the bottom or maybe on the left. So they don't belong to the same side of the box, so they are skewed. Does that make sense? Yeah? You're getting it? Another one. Okay. Another one is EF. Okay, give me a line that's skew with EF.
CD.
CD. Okay, good. Because this is on top and this is at the bottom, so they don't belong together on the same plane. So you call them skew, right? Okay, so you're gonna look at more examples on page 65 of your workbook. So let's do that. How do I go to that page? I should have it here too. Okay, on page 65, it looks like this. So practice first on your workbook so you don't lose your attempts in Schoology. Okay? Practice first on your workbook so you don't use up all your attempts in Schoology. Are they out of place again? All right. So on your journal, on your student journal, write down either intersecting, parallel, skew, or coincident. So intersecting means they cross at one point. So intersecting, they cross at one point. All right, so that's intersecting. I modeled parallel and skew earlier. Now, what does coincident mean? Coincident means they're collinear. They are on the same line. So same line. Okay. Collinear means same line. So let's say, for example, EI. So this one, letter C. This is EI. So that's the red one. And then the IH is this one. Okay, look at the red and the green one. Don't they belong to the same line?
Yeah.
Yeah, so they make up the same line, right? So in that case, letter C must be coincident. Coincident. Because the two little pieces belong to the same line. Okay. All right, so try the other ones before I open it in Schoology so you don't use up all your attempts.
Do we have to do the reason part?
You don't have to do the reasons. In Schoology, you won't have to supply the reason. We're just gonna say what lines they form.
Hey.
So give yourself 2 more minutes. Then, if you're done, you can enter your answers in Schoology. There should be 2 attempts.
They count with the intersect, like when they hit.
Did you guys get my phone call last night? Did your parents get it? Or did you? It was just like reminding.
Oh yeah, they are. They're on the
everybody
same
that,
like top.
if makeup work could be done by this week,
So
so
I
I
guess
can
it's
grade chapter 2.
intersecting that.
Maybe you have like done something that you haven't graded in.
And it has to be skewed. It has to be skewed. Because coincident is when it's like straight and intersecting is when it's like that. And parallel has to be like the opposite.
Does anybody have questions? If you've graded answers to all of them, you can try putting them in Schoology, then you can see if you're getting them right or wrong.
Because they're not touching. When do they are? No, wait, I was reading the wrong thing. Yeah, they're skewed. Well, she said there's multiple tries. We'll just know if we get it wrong or something.
Yeah, so not necessarily that you're supposed to like identify whether it's coincidence. So intersecting means they cross at one point. So when you work like that, do they cross at one point? Do they touch each other? He's good, so that's what you call that.
It isn't.
Intersecting.
It's intersected. I wrote it.
I think it's on.
I'll give you 2 minutes to answer your answers. Okay. Okay, then try again. And just answer this.
That's the
Did they
choice.
cross or no? Good, yeah, parallel.
I'll try it. Wait, how many tries do you have? 2, right? I'll try. I'm sure that we feel like it's 2 different things. Okay, let's do. Cannot be
So Shreya, does it really work? Okay, so come out.
Okay, let's see.
Yes. Huh? Oh, I thought you were calling me.
Yeah, I don't know what number 1 is though. I got 5 of them right. I got the box. It's not cannot be hammered, so it has to be. Last one's Q, so it has to be intersected.
First one there.
It has to be intersecting. That's the last one.
8.
I didn't even see.
8.
No, it's not. Wait, is it not right?
Okay.
No, okay.
I'm gonna give you 6 different colors. Then
I told you, and you're doubting me. I
I
said
didn't
it.
even see that.
Hey, yeah, I knew it.
Do we need our books though?
yeah. Okay, I'm just gonna give you 6 different colors and then just share, okay? Okay, then later on just swap colors, okay?
Why do we have crayons?
All right, did I give you enough time? Are you done entering the answer? So you can just put them on your journal right now, and then you can enter them in the calculator later on. All right, so if you receive only 2 crayons, I think that would be good. If you need to swap crayons with another one later on, you can do that. Okay, so now that we learned about parallel lines and skew lines, we're going to learn about angles that they form. Okay, so let me share my screen. Okay, so everybody must have received a paper. Okay, let me put mine up. There you go. Okay, so what do you see in the picture? How many lines do you see? How many lines do you see?
5, no 3.
3, yeah? So 2 are going up and down, and then 1 is going sideways, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, let's give names to those lines. What name can we give the 2 lines that are going up and down?
A and B.
Okay, A and B, and what's their relationship? How are they related? Are they skew, parallel, intersecting? How are they? Parallel, very good. Okay, so to show that 2 things are parallel, look what I'm going to do. You have to make a triangle on each of them and color, shade. There you go. Draw a triangle on each one and then shade. Okay, so when you draw the triangle and you're shading them, you're telling the reader that those 2 are parallel to each other. So you guys suggested A and B for the names. All right, so put A, put B, and then we're saying A is parallel to B. So A, then double bar, and then B. A, double bar, B. What does that mean again?
Parallel.
They're parallel. Thank you. All right, so that means they're parallel. Okay. Now, put your hands like this, please. Like this. Make this gesture. Okay, hold up in the air. All right. Okay, so now on your paper, you're going to put them on the 2 lines like this. Okay, and then try to connect your fingers together, forming like an oval or something. Okay, so everything inside, so you see the numbers inside. What numbers do you see inside your oval? Find them. What numbers do you see inside if you're on the line? Okay. So what numbers are those?
2, 5, 4.
2. What else? What else? 2,
5,
4,
4,
5,
7.
4, and
7.
7. Okay. All of those angles are called interior angles. Interior angles. Okay, interior means they're all inside the circle you just made. And everything that's not in the circle will be in the exterior. Exterior, exterior. All right. Exterior, they're outside. Okay. Now, what do you call the other line that's not parallel? Yeah.
I just showed you how to do it.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
It's okay.
My bad. Does Annie have one? Okay, sorry, honey. Do you have paper, Jesse and Sophie? Okay. All right. So now, what do you call the line that's not parallel with the other two?
Intersecting.
We call this one a transversal. Transversal. There you go. Transversal. So, what do we mean by a transversal? A transversal is just a line that crosses two other lines at one point each. So it crosses A at one point, it crosses B at one point. Okay. All right. So now we're going to find some angles. We're going to fill up the top. And we're going to write down the definitions on the back. So flip your paper over. If you're done, flip your paper over. Okay, and then here, we're going to write down angles formed by transversal. I need a pen that doesn't bleed through the back. All right. So on the back, it's called angles formed by transversal. Okay, so let's do number 1. Corresponding. Corresponding angles. Okay, where do we find them? We're going to find them one interior, one exterior. So in other words, one is inside the circle you made and one is outside the circle you made. And then they have to be on the same side of transversal. Okay. Corresponding angles are interior and exterior. So one each. And they have to be on the same side of the transversal. Okay, so let's find that in our drawing. You have to start coloring now. So let's get one crayon. I'm going to flip my paper over. So one interior, one exterior, same side of transversal. You ready now? Okay, flip. All right, so pick one color.
No.
Pick one color.
Yeah.
All right, so let's start with 1. Let's color 1. What do you call one? Interior or exterior?
Exterior.
Exterior. Okay. So corresponding angles, there must be one outside and there must be one inside. They have to be on the same side of the transversal. So meaning, is one above or below transversal?
It's above.
It's above. So we have to find an interior that is also above the transversal.
2.
2? No. Because corresponding means one in, one out. We already have one outside, right? We have to find an angle that is in the interior, and it has to be on the same side of the transversal. It cannot be 2 because that's a linear pair, so not that one. I heard it. 5. Very good, Miguel. So 1 and 5. You're gonna color this one pink also. So if you notice, this is to the left of line A. 5 is also to the left of line B, right? Okay, so let's color 5. There you go. Okay, and then you put that over here, corresponding. So right above it, you put 1 and then 5. 1 and then 5. Okay, but using the same color that you used to color the angle. All right. Find another corresponding. Switch a color now. Switch to another color so they don't match in color. Can you find me another corresponding?
3 and 7.
3 and 7. Who said that? Very good. All right. So let's say 3 and 7. Okay. Then let's put that here in the 7 box. So 3. How do I make it smaller? I cannot make this one smaller. Okay. So I'll put 3 on 7 here. So 3, 7. Okay. Now find 2 more. There should be 2 more pairs. Say it over time and put it in the 3rd box. Yeah, you're not going to fill up the one at the bottom. So if you need more colors, I have some more colors here, or like buddy up with somebody so you can switch colors with somebody.
Oh, I have an
Extra? Okay. I have some more colors here if you want.
No, I want that one.
No.
Do you have another color? Okay. You need another color? Like switch with a person close to you. I'm pretty sure you have like 6 different colors there. Okay. You have this? And
Does that,
you have one. Okay, here you go.
has to be one text.
Do you have enough colors to switch? Yes?
think we need.
You need one more?
We both have different
Okay. This
Right
one,
here.
this one.
You get options.
Yes?
Right.
One more. Sure. Okay. There you go. You have orange? No. Okay. One more. Here, light green.
You need, you have space, so you should have enough to trade, right?
Okay. So find me more corresponding angles.
Should we do?
Colors.
Wait, we finished all of them, right?
Well, you finished all corresponding.
No, I mean, should we?
Oh, here.
Just can take all of them.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
You okay, Rylan? Pick up your earbuds, buddy. Save your battery for later. Oh no, what happened? Why did it stop sharing? Okay, so can you help me identify the other 2 pairs of corresponding?
2 and 6.
2 and 6. All right, that's good. 2 and 6. Okay, so 2
I just need to wait to the top.
and 6. All right, 2 and 6. And what's the last one?
4 and 8.
4 and 8. Okay, so 4 and 8. So 4 and 8. Okay. Alright. So any questions about how to identify corresponding? Imagine if you slide line B, all of these angles will go on top of line A. Yeah? So how do you think corresponding angles are related? Are they equal? Are they supplementary? Are they complementary? What's your guess? If the blue one goes on top of the other blue over here, will they fit?
Yeah.
Yeah, because this is just a duplicate of the other, right? Okay, so going back on the back page, I'm gonna put here corresponding angles, and then in parentheses, you're gonna put congruent. Congruent. Okay, so all corresponding angles are equal to each other. All right. Now, let's find more angles. Number 2. We call this alternate interior. And these angles are also congruent. Okay, so what do we mean by alternate interior? So they have to be both interior. Okay, and one is one above transversal and one below transversal. Okay, so one above transversal, one below transversal. Okay. I'll switch when you're ready. Okay, on the front side, here we go. So let's do alternate interior. So alternate means, you know, like one is above, one is below, so that's alternate. There we go, alternate. Okay, so just to remind you that one goes below and then one goes up, so alternate. Okay. Right, so let's pick a starting point. So let's pick angle 2 first. All right, now make a zigzag from where angle 2 is. Make a zigzag like that. Go all the way here. Make that zigzag pattern. Okay, if you want to go alternate side, which direction should I go next? Should I go up or down? I went up to angle 2, so what direction should I go this time? To find its partner. Angle 2 is above your transversal, so where should I go now?
Down.
Down, so I have to go down here. To which angle? Can I go to 8?
No.
No, because alternate interior, so I have to go down like this. Okay, so those are your alternate interior angles. 2 and, what's the partner? 7. Okay, so 2, let's put, where is alternate interior? Here, this one. So that's the one we put a zigzag for. So zigzag. Okay, so 2, 7. All right. Now, do you kind of see the pattern? It forms like a letter Z. It's a crooked letter Z, but it forms a letter Z, right? If you trace it, yeah? So letter Z. Okay, where else are the other alternate interior? 5 and 4. Okay, so let's write that down. Alternate interior is 5, 4.
Rhea Kiloshaki, please come to the A building main office. Rhea Kiloshaki, please come to the A building main office. You're going home.
Okay. Alright, so those are the alternate interior, they're forming a letter G inside. Okay, for your homework, please catch up on missing word. Last day will be Friday, so upload your journal. And thank you for stacking up your journals nicely. So upload your journals if you have it, so you don't get a bad grade.
Wait, what do we upload from the journal?
Well, only for chapter 2 if you haven't done them yet, okay? Yeah, for today there's nothing to upload. I'm not grading anything yet because I have to grade chapter 2. You know, like the old chapter we did, like proving.
Oh,
Yeah.
like the old stuff?